Hello, welcome to our SmartNet channel. We are talking about a certain question under ECZ that came in 2023. Okay, so before we go into that question, you can see it there on the left side. Let's talk about this thing we're seeing here on the diagram. Okay, so this thing you're seeing here, it's called the capillary bed. Okay, the capillary bed. Now, we have certain things here that are not labeled. Okay, but all we can see is that blood is coming this direction. Okay, so you have blood coming this direction, and then it leaves off that direction. Now we have these things labeled as the cells. Okay, and you have a fluid. I've tried to label it in green so that you can see. You have the fluid here, which is called tissue fluid. Okay, so now what is this thing that we're talking about? Okay, so before we even do that, I'd like to mention some things. uh, this is a capillary bed, and the capillary bed it acts as a channel. Okay, it brings in blood from the brings in blood from the artery, and then the blood leaves via the veins. Okay, so this blood coming here, so this vessel that you're seeing R, okay, it's called an arterial. Okay, it's called an arterial. It's called an arterial. Okay, and then this other one which takes blood out, it's called a venue. Okay, so the arterial, this one goes and connects to the artery. Okay, so it goes to the artery. Okay, artery that brought the blood here, and then this one, it goes to the what? To the vein. Okay, to the vein. Okay, now we have this structure here that is part of this capillary bed, and this structure here, we call it would like to call this structure it's um it's a lymphatic vessel. Okay, it's a lymphatic vessel, but then it has a very nice name. Okay, that we're going to call it. It's a lymphatic vessel, and we'll talk about it. So this is a lymphatic vessel. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so that is a lymphatic vessel. Okay, then we have tissue fluid. I think we've labeled. Okay, we have S here. Okay, so S is just okay, we'll come to S later on. Okay, so now when blood from the arterial reaches the capillary bed, plasma is filtered out of the capillary into the spaces around. So this is what forms this tissue fluid. Okay, so as the blood is coming here, there are things that will be filtered out. They will be coming out of the blood vessel. So there are certain things that will be coming out of the blood vessel. Okay, like this. Okay, and what is being filtered out here, we call it blood plasma. Okay, we call it blood plasma. Okay, the blood plasma is filtered out, and it forms what we call the tissue fluid. This is what we call the tissue fluid. So the fluid that it's coming out. Okay, these are the blood vessels. So it comes out of the blood vessels together with this S that we're talking about. They are all filtered out. Okay, they are all filtered out, and we'll talk about them in a few minutes. Okay, so now so the formation of this tissue fluid is achieved by certain factors. Okay, so find that the blood which is coming out of the arterial, okay, you find that this blood has a higher pressure. Okay, so the blood from the arterial, okay, has a higher pressure. okay, has a higher pressure. So this blood is coming here, it has got a very, very high pressure, okay. The blood there has got a very, very high pressure. Now, as the blood is coming out here, okay, here the blood now, um, uh, the blood, from the venue has a lower pressure, okay. So the blood here has a higher pressure. Now, why is it that the blood here has a higher pressure and the blood here has a lower pressure? Okay, so the thing is this, okay, the thing is this. So blood that is coming from the artery, okay, the blood that is coming from the artery usually has blood that has high pressure, okay, high pressure blood. So as the blood is reaching here, it's still having that high pressure, and this high pressure is caused. This high pressure is caused by the fact that the okay, it is caused by the fact that the arteries, okay, the arteries have have so when you look at the structure of an artery, okay, the structure of an artery, they have a narrow lumen, and we'll discuss this in the videos to come, but the veins, they have a wider lumen, okay. This is what makes the blood to have a low pressure in the veins, okay. This is what makes it to have a low pressure, okay. So let's go back to our question, okay. Let's see this question that came in this question paper. Okay, let's see the question that was brought in this question paper. Okay, so here's the question now. So now when you look at the question, okay, let's do this, okay. When you look at the question here, the question here is saying we're going to have our solutions just here, okay. So the question is saying, question A, identify the structures U and T, okay. So U, we've already said that is the lymphatic vessel. Okay, so this lymphatic vessel in the smallest, okay, so it's called lacteal, okay, it's called lacteal. It is found in the small intestine, okay, that's the special name it has. And then T, we've already labeled T, that is a venue, okay, T is the venue. Then question B now says, name one nutrient represented by S. So you look at this nutrient carefully. This nutrient is being filtered out, but then it doesn't remain in the tissue fluid. It goes all the way through the lymphatic vessel. And there's only one nutrient that does that, okay? That has to be absorbed by what we call the lacteal, right? The smallest lymphatic vessels, okay? And this nutrient is so B1, the nutrient here is lipid, okay, what we also know them as fats, okay. Then B2 says compare the blood pressure at R to that at T, give a reason for your answer. Okay, so we've already discussed about that, the blood pressure at R and the blood pressure at T, okay, we've already discussed that. We said so we can say I will say BP, just to shorten my writing, but you should write it in full. So BP at R, okay, is high. Blood pressure at R is high than at T, okay. and that is the answer. Okay, so now the reason is what I was telling you. Okay, because so reason is that at R, okay, blood comes from the artery. Okay, blood comes from the artery with a higher pressure. Okay, with a higher what? A higher pressure. So blood comes from the artery with a higher pressure. Okay. Uh, okay. So what I just written there, those are the reasons for this question. Then question C. Question C says, explain the role of the structure U in relation to blood. So what is the structure U? We've said the structure U is the lymphatic system. Okay. Now, this lymphatic system, it has specific roles that it plays. Okay. And one of those roles, we've already seen it. It absorbs these what we call lipids. Okay, we've already mentioned that. Okay, so you can say U. We know what U is, the lymphatic vessel. Okay, so you can say it absorbs. Okay, it absorbs fats. Okay, that is one role that it plays. Okay, it also uh, drains uh, it drains tissue fluid and takes it takes it back takes it back to the blood. Okay, it takes it back to the blood. Okay, so these are some of the roles that this, just to keep it simple. Okay, looking at the marks of the question, these are some of the roles that this lymphatic vessel plays. Okay, in relation to blood circulatory system. So it has to drain the fluid and then takes it back to blood. That's why the volume of blood is kept constant. Okay, so I hope we've learned something in this short video. And I'll see you in my next video.